Today's video is sponsored by Simply Safe. There's no safe like Simply Safe. Welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. It went from summer to fall like that. I mean, in the matter of a day, it went from in the 90s to in the 70s, and it looks like it's going to stay that way for the foreseeable future. I'm out here on the little clearing project, and I must say, this thing is a beast right here. SVL 97-2 with this big Vernig grapple on it, but it is amazing. Like that big pile right there, what'd I get that whole thing in? 3 or 4 trips. I gathered all that up, picked up like 2 trees worth of logs, took them over to the firewood pile over there. But things are progressing pretty well out here. I come out here in the evenings or whenever time allows. I have a bunch more to do before I get it seeded, but I need to get that done in the next week or two. All I have to take out of here right now is this cherry right here, which is pretty ugly. Tomorrow morning I'll come out with the excavator and I'll probably cut this one side down first. I gotta look at this. There's not much left of this right here. Yeah, this is in really bad shape. I'll cut this one off because it's gonna fall right over in there, and then I'll dig all around this, push this one over. That maple right there is gonna go. Then I don't know if you can see the mini cabin over there. We're going to do kind of a semicircle over that direction in there. There's only 3 or 4 big ones over there. Most of them I'll just take down with the excavator. And then we will have a rip-roaring fire right here. This stuff I took down just a couple weeks ago, but I got a bunch of dry leaves there that are shriveled up. They should take off pretty good. I'll shake some of the dirt off of these stumps and whatever else I get out of here, put them on top. There is a bunch more trees, you know, that are storm damaged and down from here the whole way down to the brick house. Maybe this winter we'll work on getting some of them out for firewood. But I want to get this all seeded in here and hopefully be able to keep this Japanese stiltgrass at bay. I don't know if we'll be successful or not. I think we will, because if I can get something growing here pretty thick, we should be all right. I mean, you know, I plant grass over in the yard, and there's this stuff all around the yard, and I'm able to keep it out of the grass. So hopefully we can do the same with this. But I've been doing some research, talking to different people, watching videos. I don't think there's any stopping this stuff. It's everywhere here in the East now. You know, we have it down the property in West Virginia. I don't like it. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but the problem is, as you can see, it gets so thick it's not going to allow the woods to regenerate. I think it's going to crowd out the smallest trees. Now this will all kind of die down in the winter, but it comes ripping right back in the spring. But I've watched tons of videos, did some research. People have tried burning it. I haven't seen if goats actually eat this. I'm guessing that they will, but I mean, we've got acres and acres of this stuff. It would be nice if goats would eat it, but I need to find that out. Get about 50 of them out here and let them have at it, but we'll see. Anyway, I will report back tomorrow morning, weather permitting. I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow, but it's going to be late in the day. But this is going to be a nice spot out here. It really is. I'll show you what else we've been up to here. So Levi came out here. He's been splitting some firewood, and we're going to leave this stuff out here in these baskets. I'll find a good spot. We have plenty of room because this wood isn't for this winter. It'll be for next year. And by that time, we'll have a nice road coming back here that you can bring like a truck and a trailer back and all that. So no sense taking up room back in the yard when we can just store these out here. I don't know if people have been reading the Farmer's Almanac or what, but this is the first year in a long time that I have been making so many firewood deliveries this early. Most people kind of drag their feet a little bit and it gets into October or even November, but all through August and early September, we've been delivering at least a cord or two of firewood every week, sometimes more than that, plus selling bundles and smaller amounts as well, but people are stocking up. Earlier, I mentioned that today's video was sponsored by Simply Safe, and I want to thank them for sponsoring today's video. If you've been watching our channel for a while, you know I take home security very seriously, and our Simply Safe system is the key component to my security plan. Simply Safe is comprehensive security for the whole home, with advanced sensors and cameras to detect threats from break-ins to fires, floods, and more. 24/7 live guard protection. Simply Safe agents are ready to spring into action to keep you safe. They will assess the situation, contact you, and dispatch first responders to your address, even if you're away or unable to respond. The Smart Alarm indoor camera is the only indoor camera that can trigger the alarm and blare the built-in siren to instantly deter intruders. Another one of my favorite things about Simply Safe, it was a breeze to install. I had our entire system up and running in a single evening, and it has been glitch-free since the day that I installed it, which is over 3 years now. Unlike traditional home security plans, Simply Safe doesn't lock you into a long-term contract, and there's no hidden fees either. Professional monitoring plans are available for less than $1 a day, which is less than half of traditional security systems. Save 20% on your Simply Safe security system when you sign up for a Fast Protect monitoring plan and get your first month free. Visit simplysafe.com/Morgans to customize yours. All right, it is first thing in the morning. I'm back out here on the little clearing project. All I'm going to do here this morning is take down a bunch of these little trees over towards the mini cabin. Just trying to look around here, see what we're going to get into. And then I got a bunch of stuff to do today, but this evening I'll probably come back out with a chainsaw and take some of the bigger ones down. This stilt grass is incredible. It's literally 3 feet tall. It's crazy. Like I said earlier, it'll all die off here in a little bit, but it just comes ripping right back in the spring. There's more trees over here than I thought. We'll get a little bit of firewood out of some of these, but I'm not gonna spend a lot of time, you know, trying to salvage just a little bit of wood. Gotta turn my thumb on. I've been getting a lot of comments and even some emails about that escaped prisoner. Did you hear about that guy out in, he's out near Philadelphia, out there somewhere, Chester County. And and people are saying, you know, to be careful and all that. I don't really have any concerns there. Thought that one was going to come back on me. Those are the little ones that'll get you, nothing to it. But anyway, I don't have any, that's a long way from here. It's out in eastern PA, Chester County. I guess the guy escaped from prison about almost 2 weeks ago now. And there's been a lot of sightings of them. I'm surprised they haven't been able to catch him yet. I really am. Because they've got a lot of resources looking for this guy. And I heard yesterday some homeowner took a few shots at him, and he was stealing from the guy's garage, and he got a rifle now. It's just not just, but it's a .22 rifle that he stole. So he's still on the run, but it's about, Chester County's gotta be 4 hours from here, something like that, I'm guessing. Now, I don't think he's too far from Dean. I'll have to ask Dean how far that is from him. I don't think it's that far from where my buddy Dean lives. I'm not sure. So we are not on high alert here, but actually this being a Simply Safe video, it's kind of a good fit. I'm not on high alert here. I should just put it that way. The last time I went into like high alert mode was 22 years ago on 9/11, because I had no idea what was going on. And the anniversary of that was just the other day, but I'll never forget that day. I just finished a big job, a real big road job, all the blasting on it, maybe the week before, and I was off for about a week before the next job started, and I was home, and Melissa was at work, and Hunter at the time, I think he went to like a day program or something. He would have been pretty young, 7 or 8 years old, I'm guessing, and Melissa, like I said, was at work, and I watched all that kind of unfold on TV, and nothing was adding up to me, you know? When the first plane hit, I thought, there's no way that was, there's a snake out there. I thought, there's no way that was an accident. It was a beautiful day that day. The weather was just a perfect fall day. And I watched the whole thing kind of go down on TV. That maple kind of broke on me. And then the second plane, and then after that, they said one went down near Somerset, and that's when things started to get really kind of weird, because we had there's a fighter jet flew over the house real low, and you know, a lot of people see that kind of stuff all the time. You don't see that around here at all. And he was ripping, right? I mean, he was so low you could like see the pilot's head in the plane. I come to find out later that some guy and his son took off from a local airport after they said no more planes in the air. They had no idea, and they took off in their Cessna, and that fighter jet was convincing him to land, I guess. But I was on high alert that day. I didn't know what was going on. And even back then, I knew you can only believe, you know, half of what they tell you, if that. So I was, I didn't know what was going to happen, but I was trying to get ready for it, I'll tell you that. We're laying them down here pretty quick. What I'll do, I'll just get these ones down, and then I'll get them out into the open. show you something. A long time ago, it was a couple years ago, I had the opportunity to run a diamond disc mulcher on a John Deere 333G, and I used that to do a bunch of trailblazing around here. And anyway, out in this area right here somewhere, there was a metal folding chair that before we had the mini cabin, my father-in-law Ed would sit on that chair when he was deer hunting. Anyway, I'm mowing with that disc mulcher, and I didn't know the chair was there, and even when I hit it, I didn't know I even hit it. And then one night I'm out here hunting, and I saw something up in a tree, kind of caught my eye. See that right there? That is part of that metal folding chair embedded in that cherry tree. I had no idea when I hit it. That thing was an animal. So when they say stay back 300 or 500 feet or whatever, there's a good reason for that. All right, that was a decent sized cherry right there. That one there was, the one side had some serious storm damage on it. It was broke off. I cut that one off a couple weeks ago. There's a lot of firewood in this one here, but just that little bit right there, opening this up quite a bit. I can hear a Jake brake down there on the road. That's for the housing plan that I was talking about before. It is only, it's not even a half mile that direction over there. But anyway, this is gonna look pretty good. It's like having a whole new piece of property, you know what I mean? Because we'll be able to use this and do something with it. We've got lots of plans. Every time I look at that mini cabin, I got to go close the door on it. It blew open, but I cannot believe it survived that windstorm that we had. There were trees broken all around it. I'm not even going to walk down in there now, but there's a whole bunch down in there, top side of trees, and there's trees all around that thing, and there's not a mark on it. That's a good thing. But anyway, I think later on today they're calling for some rain. I don't think a whole bunch, but if it does, I'm going to come out here and light that pile up and get a good fire going. And yeah, I'd like to have everything done and burn up here by the end of the week. We'll see what happens and get it seeded maybe next week or the week after at the latest. And we'll see what happens. Far corner over here will be kind of a firewood area for now. And then we're still discussing as a family what's going to happen out here. I mean, everyone has an idea, and we just have to kind of get all those ideas together and make it work. But anyway, I think that's it for today's video. I appreciate y'all being here. I also want to thank Simply Safe for sponsoring today's video, and I will catch you on the next one.